Hey guys, Phil Zero here, and today, wait, wrong channel.
This is the title of the video. Gun to your head. Phil answers who's his favorite morning Ari? Just
Oh,
kidding.
all my energy goes into not answering this. Yeah,
But like, we love you all.
yeah,
I hope
of
they're
course.
never going to watch this. Hi.
Oh, and
Good. How are you?
I think this is
Oh, that
connected
sounds
now.
much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this us hanging out and chatting, I think this was long overdue.
I know. I feel like it's so hard to like commit to schedules with anyone in this reactor community. I'm a mom. I don't have time. I actually wanted to ask if we're just going to start how you decided to do this.
Decided to
Become
like
a reactor.
start
Yeah.
YouTube.
Like just like, oh, I'm just gonna be a YouTuber. Let's just do it.
You want the long version or the short version?
What's more interesting? The long version.
Um, okay, I'll try. Yeah, it kind of goes deep and there are like a lot of layers to
Okay.
this, but I was like, okay, let's talk about it a bit. But yeah, I got into this like it wasn't like a let's just do this because it's fun and easy and I can make some ad revenue, but
Sure.
it was more like I needed to do it because I can't not do it. Otherwise, I'm gonna go crazy if I don't.
Got it.
Yeah, but I'll try to explain. So I've been playing music since I was really young.
Hmm.
Like that was my thing, that was my passion, that was what I wanted to do. But living in Vancouver, much like Toronto, it's very, very expensive.
Yep.
And, being like a typical average musician, it just doesn't pay well, right?
Hmm.
Like, I'm okay with living on rice and beans, but like the housing costs here, it's just impossible.
I feel you. Yeah.
Yeah. So after a while, like long story short, I put a pause on music because I needed to do something that paid.
Okay.
Um, so for like 8 years, I got a real job and I got into some business things. I bought property and like
Nice.
I did all the things that you're supposed to do, I
Sure.
guess. And like in, I guess, the general societal standards, I was doing pretty all right.
Good.
Yeah, but
But there was that void, that musical
yeah,
void.
exactly. And there's an
Hmm.
old saying, once a musician, always a musician.
Yeah.
So like even though I was doing well in like everyone's eyes, like my friends and
Sure.
family and stuff, I honestly just didn't care. Like I felt like I was doing all that stuff because I had to,
Hmm.
not necessarily because I wanted to. And like, I'm not whining or complaining or
Sure.
taking anything for granted, but I think one day I just kind of zoomed out and I was like, what am I doing? I'm not
Mm.
happy with all of this, right? So, but at that point, it wasn't just me I had to think about anymore, right? I had a wife, I have
Yeah.
dogs, parents are getting older, so I can't just drop everything and go back to rice and beans.
Yes.
So I thought of other ways I could scratch that musical itch I had without taking it to like the opposite extreme. And yeah, I thought about doing YouTube again. Like I actually tried my hand at YouTube like a
Okay.
long time ago
Yeah.
I had like some vlogging videos and stuff like that.
That's so
But
funny.
yeah,
We pretty I'm the same.
you did the
I
same,
did the
eh?
exact same. Yeah. That's so
Yeah.
funny. Okay, so you're not new to YouTube, so that's good to know.
Yeah, so I've dabbled in it before. I didn't
Sure.
take it, super
Seriously. Yeah.
seriously. Nothing really stuck, but it
Hmm.
was fine. It was like dipping my toes in.
Yeah.
And but yeah, this time I just revisited YouTube with like a completely different perspective. Because I was like, I have all this knowledge and experience from being in the music industry that
Sure.
I'm not doing anything with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've kind of been out of the loop with new music and for like the past 10 years.
Hmm.
So what's a solution that can kind of address both these things.
Yeah.
So, yeah, doing reaction videos and sharing some knowledge and experience from my musician days. And I guess even my particular format of video, just
Yeah.
it all just kind of happened organically
That's
and
cool.
made sense. Yeah, based on my situation. So it was like I didn't plan to do things this way,
It
just
just
like the
happened.
videos, the format, the content.
Yeah.
It all just kind of happened as a result of everything that's happened in my life.
It's pretty impressive though. Like
Um,
you came out of nowhere and you were on my radar within your first video you posted.
oh,
And I
really?
was like, yay, another Canadian reactor. Like,
Yeah.
this is so awesome. So, yeah, no, obviously the reactor community is ginormous. Like, there's
Yeah.
millions of people doing this, but it's nice to see someone doing it in a different way. Like, most of reactors are just our opinions on music and, whether we like a song or not, but you don't ever get a lot of people who actually have musical background who understand, how music is made and what goes into it. So it's nice to kind of get those analysis from you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because I actually so the idea for this format kind of came from actually rap reaction channels.
Okay, yeah.
Because so there were the two channels that kind of like I guess somewhat like inspired me to start this was Knox Hill
Hmm.
and this other channel called Script Work.
Okay.
And what I noticed is in like the rap reaction community, it's actually very, very common for them to like break down every line and to
Mm,
break down the music because they're so involved in it. They know the story behind it. They know the history of the artist.
yeah.
And, they know if it's like a producer, he'll kind of break down the production
Oh,
side.
cool.
Or if it's more of like a rapper like Knox Hill, he'll break down like the cadences and the technical things that the rapper's doing. So that's kind of the norm in the
Hmm.
rap community. But I noticed that no one was really doing that in rock. Like
Yeah.
no one really does that. Like you've got like Rick Beato and those guys who get really technical
Hmm.
and like some of them maybe get too esoteric into things like I don't know, like scales and what
Yes.
type of diminished chord they're using and like that I think that goes really deep into that side but just like from what the rap reactors were doing no one was really doing it at that level in rock
Yeah.
so that's what made me kind of try my hand at it.
Hmm. And it worked out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it got a lot of hate at the beginning just because I think it
Of
was
course.
so different. Because everyone's like, stop pausing it, listen to the whole
Yeah.
thing. And
Yeah.
yeah. And, when I was watching some other reactors, like, I was like, oh, no one actually does like the pausing thing in this side of music.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, again, like with the rappers, the rap channels, they pause, some of them pause
Constantly.
every single line to
Yeah.
dissect, the song, but it hasn't been done in rock before, or at
Yeah.
least
I never really
not like
understood
that.
that.
Yeah.
I never understood the people who are like, just watch the whole thing. And I'm like, well, you've already seen it. So if you want to watch the original, go watch the original.
Yeah. What about you? How'd you start?
So, I started my YouTube channel doing covers like when I was in my early 20s. My first cover I did Video Games by Lana Del Rey. And so it's just
Okay.
me in my parents' house in my bedroom playing my guitar and singing video games. And it was the day after that song was released. So covers back then were really popular. So I hit like 80K in like one day. And I was like,
Oh,
oh,
wow.
cool, that's going viral back then. That's fun.
Yeah.
And so I just continued doing that. And then one dark day, my YouTube channel was deleted and
Oh,
everything was gone. And that was, back in the day when I never updated anything or saved
right.
anything. So I lost everything. And then so I decided, well, you know what? I'm just going to start concert vlogging because I go to a show like every week. So I'm just going to start
Yeah.
filming shows I go to. It's Toronto, so people are interested, what venues you're going to, what like how you're getting there, et cetera, et cetera. So I started doing that and obviously didn't get any traction whatsoever. Like those videos did poorly, but I was doing them for me because I love going back to them and rewatching concert experiences. I just think it's fun. So yeah, so when COVID happened, I was so like distraught because I was like, oh, I can't go to concerts, can't do anything. And my husband would always watch some music reactions, and I would always say, I hate reactors because
Right.
they're just a big fat bunch of liars. Like you cannot like this song. This song is shit. Like you can't say you like everything. It's impossible to like everything. I'm like, find me a reactor who tells you the song is shit. And he's like, I can't find one. I'm like, because they're all trying to keep their subscribers. I was like, I want to start a channel where I'm going to be completely honest and be like, listen, I don't like this song. Are there elements to the song I like? Sure. Will I ever listen to it again? No. Like this is not my vibe. And I think that honesty kind of shocked people a little bit where I'm like, okay, yeah, well, this is, not my vibe. I'm going to try to be super nice about it. But guys, I don't like this song at all. And people get mad. Like
Right.
the backlash of hate is for real. But it's honesty and not everyone's going to like every single song. So yeah, I saw a lot of reactors just being too honest. And I was like, I'm going to start a really honest reaction channel. And that's kind of where it started.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was actually gonna ask you about that. Like,
Yeah.
how do you deal with so you have a Patreon, right? And a
I
lot
do.
of your requests come from that.
Yeah.
And
Sort of. I
yeah.
don't take too many.
Okay, yeah. I
I'm
get
super
it.
picky because I did it at the beginning for a really long time. And obviously there's a lot that you don't like. And people kind of get distraught when you're like, oh, I honestly thought you'd like this. I'm like, well, that's life. And then a lot of people would start saying, maybe don't post it on YouTube. And I'm like, well, I didn't do this work just to post it on Patreon. Like, come on, guys. So I,
Right.
like months and months down the line, I started lowering that kind of entry level to actually pay for a reaction because I just didn't really see the point. Like, I have a full-time job. This isn't something I need to do. It's just fun. And so I just said, listen, I don't want to take your money. I'm happy to take recommendations. I'm happy to do reactions, but they're all going to go on YouTube unless it's so bad that, I'm speechless and there's nothing to say, then why would I upload that? But no, I take probably 3 or 4 requests a month. But back when I first started, I was doing like 10, 12. It was a lot of work. It was too much work.
Yeah, that's something I still don't really know how to handle yet.
Yeah.
Like posting stuff I don't like, or it's
Hmm.
like, what if I didn't like the song? Or there have been a few songs where I recorded and I just didn't post just
Sure.
because like I didn't really have anything to say about it.
Exactly.
Like the song was fine, right?
Yeah.
But everything was very standard, which isn't a bad thing. I
Sure.
always advocate for like I think standard structure is good. But
Yeah.
if the song's not really doing anything that really sticks out to me, it's
There's not much to
I don't
say.
know. Yeah, it kind of seems like I would just be posting it just to post something that I'm not
Exactly.
really proud of.
Yeah. No, I get
Yeah.
that. Yeah, for me, because I post a lot. And the whole point of this reaction channel for me was to, like you said, kind of get back into the music scene because once I had a kid, I stopped listening and finding new bands. I stopped going to shows. I just felt so out of the loop. And when I had a baby, I was extremely bored on maternity leave. My baby was like perfection. She slept all the time. So I would just be sitting there like, am I supposed to read another book? Like, so I
Yeah.
started doing reactions when she was sleeping, and I was kind of getting back into all those old artists that I love and artists that were putting out new songs that I did not love. And I just said, screw it. If it's my honest opinion, I'm putting it online. And then I just started kind of going ham on them because there's so much music out there. And I'm
Yeah.
trying to listen to as much as I can because you just never know who your next favorite band's going to be, right? So,
Exactly. And yeah, I think when I did that one live stream when I was testing out how to do it, someone asked, they were like, How do you not like when you discover a band, they were like, how do you not listen to all their music right away?
Yeah,
And for me, it was just like, I mean, there's so much music out there, right? And it's
too
like,
much.
if I'm diving into this band, like, The Warning, I was like,
Yeah,
I have a reason to not listen to it all at once because I want to make videos on them.
for sure.
And yeah, and in the meantime, there's endless music out there to enjoy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the warning for me was just a random Patreon request. And I was like, okay, like sure. And then now look at me. I'm like one of their biggest fans. So,
Yeah.
I'm forever grateful to my patrons who have given me music that I love, but sometimes it's music that I absolutely hate and the comments say it all. And the comments for
Yeah.
me are like I have very thick skin. I feel
Yeah.
like no one can really yell at me on the internet and I'm going to cry later. So
Yeah.
it's more just kind of responding back to them, like those mean ones that say, "Oh, I'm never coming back to this channel." I'm like, "Well, thank you for helping my algorithm for commenting. Have a great day."
Yeah, and that was going to be one of my questions. Like
Yeah.
how do you deal with haters? Do you just ignore them or
I have a hard time ignoring anyone. I'm still that person who responds to every single comment. So even if it's a bad comment, I still respond to it. Or if it's a comment where someone's just putting up like an emoji, like emoticon or something, I always just love it or heart it or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But I have a tendency to not like not responding to people, even if it's in a negative fashion, because they have an opinion. And I always just respond like, I'm so sorry I don't like your favorite band, but that's life. Like it's gonna be
Right.
okay. Like, do you want a hug? Did someone piss in your Cheerios? Like, are you okay? Is there an underlying issue you would rather me chat about with you, or are you just venting for fun? I hope you have a good day. But it's
Yeah.
always like a positive spin on their negativity because I just don't see the point in pissing people off back because they're just angry internet trolls.
Yeah. I mean, I've always thought about that. Like, I mean, if you think about it from like their side, it's like I mean, if you're watching a video, you don't like it, move on.
Yeah,
You don't it's just like if you're watching TV, you just change the channel, right? And
exactly.
that's fine. But it's like the people who take time to leave something negative, I'm
Yeah,
always wondering, like, you're only alive for a certain amount of time. You want to spend that time
exactly.
doing like leaving negativity, but people can do whatever they want.
Yeah, if it's one way for them to get out their frustrations in life to leave a mean comment on my YouTube channel, I'm glad I helped you out.
Yeah.
You didn't make my day any worse. I don't know if that was your goal or you just felt better getting something off your chest. But I do appreciate
Yeah.
those comments of people who are like, maybe you just don't understand the song and I'm just like,
Yeah.
Probably not. It's the first time I heard it. You've probably heard it 30,000 times, have listened to interviews on it, understood the deep meaning behind it. I just listened to it for the first time. So maybe I don't get it. Maybe I will get it, but I still don't like the song. I'm just trying to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh, totally. And there's like, I mean, there's a difference, right? Like criticism, like, you can give your opinion and have criticism on something and not
Yeah.
be a di and not be a dick about it,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
And those are fine. If they're suggesting something that oh, maybe check this out. This might be part of why you didn't understand this or
Yeah.
whatever. Like that's cool. But then there's some of the comments like, and I've gotten them. It's just like you suck, and that's it. And it's like, okay, what do you
Thank
want me to
you.
do with that?
That's
Yeah.
so random. I've never gotten a you suck comment, so that's nice.
Yeah, it's like what do you want me to say to that,
Just
right?
respond. Thank you. Simple as that. Wow. Yeah, no, I think I've the two artists that I've gotten the most hate from were obviously Rush because like sorry, as a Canadian, I just never listened to Rush. Like sue me, deport me, whatever you got to do. And so the first song I listened to, people were like, "Oh, this was the wrong song to listen to," and I was like, "Well, if they were the best band in the world, wouldn't all their songs be good?" And it just went off in a tangent, and I was like, I'm sorry to Canada,
Should
I'm sorry to Rush."
should I do a I've heard like bits and pieces before
Sure,
just floating around TV or the radio or whatever,
yeah.
but I've never listened to a Rush song.
See, it's not just me then, okay?
Yeah.
I'm not like there are Canadians out there who do not listen to Rush, and I feel like
Yeah.
it's our age group probably. They
Probably.
they just
Yeah.
weren't our vibe. which, you know,
Yeah,
is
like
understandable.
I've heard little snippets and stuff, and I was like, I didn't really have an opinion on it. It was whatever.
Yeah, if
But
you played a
yeah,
Rush song for me, I would not know it was Rush. Like, no clue.
right.
I would not be able to differentiate them from any other music. I'd be like, no idea who this is. So,
Yeah,
I,
from that era, right?
exactly. Like
Yeah.
the synths and the just, yeah. I'm like,
Hmm.
this is probably from the 70s, the 80s. They're a band. Cool. That's all I
Yeah.
know. I'm like, sorry, I grew up in the 90s, you guys. I'm so sorry.
So I do have a question for you.
Sure.
What was the first concert you've ever been to?
Okay. No laughing, but I don't regret this at all. But I was 4 years old and I went to see,
Four.
yeah, I went to see New Kids on the Block in 1989.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't
Wow.
remember it at all. The only thing I can kind of like remember is just holding my mom's hand the whole time, and my sister and my cousins were there. And so I just remember like being like in a really loud place and terrified. But my mom said I had a good time. So
Nice.
I guess I had a good time. But I consider my first concert to be No Doubt because that was the second concert I ever went to, and I was a bit older. It
Okay.
was like in 1997 when No Doubt first came out. So
Where
yeah,
you actually went by choice.
I went by choice. It was something
Yeah.
I wanted to do. My mom came with me because my mom used to take me to all the concerts I wanted to go to. And she regretted it as soon as they came on stage because Gwen had a bit of a potty mouth back then.
Okay.
And so, but no, yeah, I always say, yes, my first concert was New Kids, but No Doubt was definitely my first real concert.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Mine was it was Gob with Swollen Members and Avril
No
Lavigne.
way. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
This was at the beginning because they're all Canadian. Like
Yes.
Gob and Swollen Members is
Yes.
from Vancouver and
Yep.
Avril's from Toronto.
Napanee,
Yeah.
Napanee, Ontario.
Yeah. So this was like the kind of Canadian trio that
Yeah,
was
that's
big at the
amazing.
time. And yeah, I think this was like just as Avril was blowing up
Yeah,
and before Swollen Members kind of went off the rails and
sure.
Mad Child had his weird stuff going on.
I don't know what
And
happened there.
yeah, and Gob was
Gob was
Gob.
gob.
Yeah.
That's so funny. And you just saw Sum 41 and didn't Gob open?
Yeah, yeah. So Gob opened, and it was funny because, well, the Gob frontman is the Sum 41's new guitarist, right? So he played
Oh, no
twice.
way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to see them tonight, so
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun.
it's the first time I've seen Sum 41 live. I'm actually really sad, but
What?
also I know I've never gotten the chance to go see a Sum 41 show,
They're
which is
from
I know. I
your
just
place too.
nobody would like back in the day when I refused to go to alone to concerts, no one would. I have no friends who listen to the same type of music as me.
Oh, me too.
So it was
Yeah.
really like, oh, I don't really want to go to a concert alone as like a 20-year-old. Like, no thanks. I don't want to die. Now I go to concerts by myself all the time. I don't care.
Oh
I'm like, I'm
yeah.
not missing out on this.
Yeah.
But I'm
Oh,
going with a friend tonight, so it'll be fun.
you're gonna have so much fun. Is it Gob and Pup?
I'm not I know Gob will be there. I'm not sure if Pup will be there. I haven't really
Okay.
even looked into it. I'm just stoked to see
Right.
some 41.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
I'm so excited.
Can I give you, well, I don't know if it's gonna ruin
You
anything.
won't ruin
Should
anything. It's
I?
fine.
Okay, just stay until the very, 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 very end.
Will do.
That's all I'll say. Yeah.
Will do. Yeah, I think this is going to be a very interesting show for them because it is Toronto. It's
Yeah.
sentimental. I'm sure there'll be some tears on stage. Who knows?
Are they from Toronto, Toronto?
They're technically outside of Toronto, but if you were to ask them, they probably say they're from Toronto. But I think they're
Right.
from, I know it's like, I think it's more west, but not too far away.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
What's
most of their shows like they would do, they would have to come to Toronto for like back in the day.
right.
I can't remember if they're from like Oakville or something like that. Like just outside,
Okay.
not too far. I can't remember where exactly it is. And it's funny because I just read Derek's book and I still can't remember where the hell he's from.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's like that way.
Yeah. What was your favorite concert that you've ever been to?
It's really hard. to say, especially when people ask me, "Oh, how many concerts have you been to?" I'm like, I lost count like decades ago, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Um, I think it just depends on what kind of happens at that show. So I've had a lot of like highlights. Like my first time I went crowd surfing was at a Linkin Park show, and that was like the
Nice.
Minutes to Midnight tour, and it was just sporadic and random, and I just said, let's do it. So
Yeah.
that was memorable. And obviously that was the last Linkin Park show I saw. So that was depressing as shit as well. Um, but then yeah, no, I just saw Aurora for the first time. And I don't think I've ever been to a show where my whole body was just in chills. And I was smiling, I was crying, I was just an emotional disaster that whole show because it was just so mind-blowing how crazy of a performer she is, like vocally outstanding. Like her musicians are phenomenal. Her background vocalists just give you chills. It was just so beautiful. So highly recommend seeing Aurora if you get a chance.
Was that the band you told me to check out when we were chatting on Instagram?
Not sure. She's a solo artist. She's from
Okay.
Norway.
Okay.
You probably know like one song from her. But yeah, I'll definitely send you a suggestion if you're ever down for it.
Sure.
It's a
Yeah.
nice little rabbit hole.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fun. Okay, well, what was your favorite concert? It was Swollen Members,
Oh.
Gob, and Avril Lavigne.
That was my first one. I was like
Oh, sorry.
13 or something.
Yeah,
But my favorite one, this is hard because I
it's
just
so
saw
hard.
some 41 and that was
It
so
was so good,
friggin'
right?
good.
I
Yeah.
feel like the last concert you go to is usually like your favorite because it's the most memorable in your head. But
Yeah. I went to it was Green Day.
yeah.
It was like, I mean, it was like 20 years ago. I think it was My Chemical Romance opening for Green
Oh
Day.
my gosh, yeah,
And
that is a long time ago.
that was really good. And if festival counts,
Oh my God, yes.
if
I've been to
festivals
so.
count, yeah.
Did you ever go to like any Edge Fests or did you ever do any of those like, up north
Mm,
Toronto shows?
I don't know.
No?
It was always Warped
Yeah,
Tour for me,
yeah,
Warped Tour, and then I kind of retired from festivals. And
yeah.
when we were young, started a few years ago, I've been every year
Oh, that's
since. Yeah,
awesome. I remember when they
yeah.
announced that, and I was like, I can't go. I have a baby.
Yeah, it was funny because when they announced that, a lot of people thought it was going to be a big scam.
Oh, 100% I
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, it was everyone thought it was going to be like a Fire Fest
Yeah.
type
I was like, this
situation.
can't be real. These bands aren't going.
Yeah, I was
This
like,
is
do
a
half
joke.
these bands still even exist?
Exactly. They all
But
broke
no,
up
yeah.
and it actually worked out, which was
But
so cool.
yeah, they made it happen and it's
Yeah,
so much fun.
I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very like nostalgic to go to one of those. I can't wait to do one of those one day.
Yeah, so yeah, I think probably that Green Day show or all these when we were young festivals are
Yeah.
just it's it just I mean it just hits different, right? When it's
Yeah.
like a band that you grew up on
Of
and you
course.
see like 30 of them in the same
I
place.
know that's so much fun. I did I think I can't remember what the festival was called, but it was in New Jersey. It was my I think it was My Chemical Romance headlining one night and then Linkin Park headlining the second night.
Okay.
And it was absolute madness. It was the best time I've ever had, except I had the flu the whole time. So I was dying with sickness, just sitting there watching this festival happen before my eyes. But yet
Yeah.
I still had a great time.
Nice.
I feel like you just have to make the best of it
Yeah, yeah. Just load up on your Advil cold and sinus.
and just drink some tequila.
Yeah,
That's a good
yeah.
mix.
There's that way too.
Yeah. All right. Well, I have to ask, like, what's the worst concert you've ever been to? All right.
Um,
Don't be scared. You might get some hate.
yeah. I mean, there was one, and they're one of my favorite bands. Like I freaking
Oh,
have a tattoo with them. It was one of the Blink shows I went to.
interesting.
And yeah, they're one of my all-time favorite bands.
Yeah.
But there was this one show, I've seen them like 8 times, but I remember there was one of them where it just looked like they didn't care.
Oh,
Like
that's so
they just
disappointing.
came on, played through their set, and it was, it
Like no
sounded
chit
fine.
chat or anything.
No stage presence, no chit chat. They just came on,
Wow.
played, and left, and that was it.
Hmm.
Um, the there was also, yeah, I there was also a Kanye show I went to
Oof.
that was similar thing.
Hmm.
Like he just came on, went through a set, and left.
Oh my God.
And yeah. So I guess in terms of like the experience, probably a Blink show and the
Yeah, because
Kanye show.
you expect so much at a Blink show. Like they're so funny and they have so
Yeah.
much fun on stage and they tell jokes and they try to get, Travis to talk.
Yeah. Exactly. But
But yeah, that's
this was a
disappointing.
long time ago. This was like 15 plus years ago.
Maybe
And then
this
like
was in
the
the midst of the breakup.
yeah, I think this was during that
That makes
time where they
sense.
were like about to break up.
Yeah.
And no, since then I've seen them like I don't know, four more times since
Oh
then, and
yeah.
they've been good.
Oh my God, I love Blink. I
Yeah.
just I just saw them. I think I've seen them twice in the past 2 years just for shits and giggles because I'm like, why
Oh
not?
yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. A
Yeah.
couple of years ago I saw them twice within like 2 months.
Oh my
When they
God.
were they were in Vancouver and I saw them, and then I think a couple months later was when they were headlining when we were young.
Nuts. That's
Yeah.
fun though. Hey, if you can see your favorite band multiple times, why
Yeah.
not? Why not?
There. Oh, there is one band
Yeah.
that was they played at when we were young,
Okay.
and I mean, I don't know if I should say because a lot of it is
I'll
due
bleep
to
it.
this a lot of it is due to their singer just going through some stuff.
Okay.
But Taking Back Sunday.
Ooh, I saw
Yeah.
some of
Have
those
you
videos.
you saw some of
Yeah.
those clips? Just
Ouch.
search up the video, and yeah,
It
yeah,
wasn't
he
good.
sounds terrible.
It was awful.
Um I mean, I hope he gets better with whatever he's going through, but their set
Yeah.
was not good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
I heard about the full-on backlash of that. People were so disappointed. And I was like,
Hmm.
well, people are going through shit.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh
What
man.
was what worst concert?
I think I would say I went to a One Republic show. And you would
Okay.
think a One Republic show would be like entertaining, and it was free because my friend won tickets off something. Who knows? And I was like, yeah, I'll go because I go to anything. And I just remember us watching One Republic on stage and just being bored out of my mind. Like I was just like, this is so like their music is okay. Like I'm not the
Right.
biggest fan, but I figured it would be at least entertaining enough to just have a good time. But I just remember us sitting down like maybe halfway through the show and just chatting about like life updates throughout the whole concert because we just had no interest in continuing on watching this show. It was just so boring. Like the crowd was boring. Nobody seemed like they wanted to be there. It was just a weird show. And it was at the Budweiser stage. So it was outside. You'd think it would be, a good time.
It was a free concert.
It was a free show, thank God. Well, no,
Okay.
like for us, not for everyone else. Everyone else
Oh,
paid to
okay.
be there.
Whoa.
I know.
Because I was thinking, like, sometimes there's like those little neighborhood festivals and stuff
Yeah.
with the band playing and no one's really
No
paying
one
attention.
cares.
But I was like, One Republic's pretty,
They're
I mean,
pretty, yeah, they're
not
pretty
my style of
popular.
music, but they're pretty big,
Yeah, and I thought
right?
they would be cool to see. I'd be like, oh, they've written some cool songs. And then I remember him coming on stage and being like, oh, I'm going to sing you a really great song that I wrote. And he started singing Halo by Beyonce. And I'm like, bro, we all know you wrote the song. Doesn't mean you get to sing it and try to be Beyonce level. Like, just no. It's like we don't have time for this. So that was an annoying show. But you know what? I'm like the biggest Lana Del Rey fan in the world. And I'm like obsessed with every album. I think she's phenomenal. But I saw her live I think it was the second or first time. I can't remember. I've seen her so many times. And she was on for an hour. She was the headliner. She was on for an hour. She just stood there, sang, didn't say hi, just kind of like the Blink 182 thing. And
Right.
then basically the show ended and you were just like, oh, it's over. Like, no goodbye, no nothing.
Yeah.
So that was
That's,
disappointing. She sounded great, but the show
yeah.
itself was great. It was just the expectation was, oh, I just paid like $100 for like 8 songs.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it sounds like it was a similar thing as the
Yeah.
Blink show that I went to. And it's like, I mean, it's hard to, because if they're touring all the time, it's like we get it. You get tired
Yeah, of
sometimes,
course.
right? But it's still like it's your job. That's what all these people are coming to
Exactly.
pay to see, right? To for you guys to put on a show.
Yeah.
And similar thing, yeah, they sounded great, but it didn't have that level of engagement that you'd expect from a
Yeah.
concert, I guess.
Yeah, and they are fully engaged with the audience when they play. So that would be super disappointing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, get your shit together, Blink.
Yeah. They're doing pretty okay
No, they're
now.
doing great.
Yeah.
Like I just saw them in the summertime, and I wasn't gonna go see them again because it's technically the same show they did last year, but
Yeah.
Alexis on Fire opened for them, and I was like, if I don't get the chance to see Alexis on Fire do a stadium, like that was like epic. It was so
Yeah.
good.
That was one of the best shows I've ever been to. It was Alexis on Fire, Rise Against, and Billy
Oh,
Talent.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a really bad experience with Billy Talent, but I won't get into it.
Yeah, you were saying that makes me so
It
sad.
does. I think they owe me an apology. They stiffed me at Edgefest, but it's
Oh.
fine. Like, whatever. 'Tis life. I'm not crying about it.
Uh, is there a band you've always wanted to see live, but you haven't?
I think there's so many bands that I haven't gotten the chance to see live, and it's mostly bands that I've just kind of found. Hi, buddy. My dog's saying hi. He's like, let's go outside.
Hi, dog.
Um, but yeah, I want to see Bring Me the Horizon because I've never seen them, and I just got into them over the past year. Like, I've never listened to them before. They were just not really on my radar. I knew like a couple of songs, but not extensively. And I've kind of fallen in love with their discography over the
Yeah.
past like 7, 8 months. So I would love to see them live, but I just found out they're taking a break just to like relax and chill. And I'm like, cool. But I feel like they don't come to Canada very often. So that's
No.
disappointing. And then there's a bunch of like smaller bands that I just found that I really want to see, like Listel, and they're doing pretty good over in the UK. So yeah, I'm down to see anything.
Bring Me the Horizon. They played when we were young a
Yeah?
couple of years ago.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw a bit of their set, but I watched another band instead.
You're like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
go over here.
Yeah. It was like I was kind of going back and forth between two stages, but
Yeah, it's really
yeah.
hard to go to a festival and figure out where you want to be.
Exactly.
So I
Like
get that.
especially at when we were young where I like all the bands, but like
Yes.
you have to pick and choose and
Yeah.
yeah.
It's difficult. It's just kind of like running from one place to another, trying to catch like the end of a set because you really want to see both bands at the same time. And it's like, why would they do this? Who was in
Yeah.
charge of this set list? So crazy. So I wanted to know more about your band or what this band you were in or what you were doing in the music industry, really, because I know like I saw clips of you singing,
Yeah.
but I'm not really sure like exactly what you did. Like you play obviously semi piano over there, sort of.
Yeah, so like I've kind of been all over the place. Like
Yeah.
I guess in like elementary school I was in like band where I played saxophone and drums when
Nice.
I was like 10 or
Yeah.
something. And I guess like when I started my own band on like my own accord, I was like 15 or something. And it was like punk rock band like
Yeah.
everyone likes to start when they're young
Yeah.
and everyone's trying to, be the next Blink 182 where you
Hmm.
get a couple friends and you're just having fun.
Yeah. Doing covers.
So yeah, so I did that and I was like 15 or something. I played guitar in the band.
Nice.
And that actually went way further than we deserved to. Like we had no
Really?
business getting to where we were. Looking back at we like weren't very good. We were so
Sure.
young. We actually opened for Biff Naked
No
at a
way. I
show, if you
love
remember Biff
her. Oh my
Naked.
God. No, I literally live down the street from her.
Really?
I do. We always end up in the mall at the same time, and I'm just like, hi, big
Oh,
fan.
she's there now because she was living in Vancouver for a while.
Yeah,
And
she's
then,
in Toronto now. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's so weird.
yeah, so we opened for her at
That's
this
so
one show,
cool.
and yeah, then that kind of fell apart.
Yeah,
Just being young and doing young people things
sure.
after.
Understood.
Yeah. And yeah, after that band kind of disbanded, I started taking singing more seriously.
Hmm.
So I was taking a lot of lessons, and around that time is when I went to school for music composition.
Nice.
And I guess because vocals and song composition, like that's what I formally studied, and I
Okay.
guess that's why I talk about that stuff in my videos a lot because it's what I know, like
Yeah,
on a deeper level, I guess.
that's pretty
But
cool.
yeah, so from that, I what else have I done? I was a cruise ship singer for a few
That's
sails.
so cool.
Yeah. Um, I did I did like a bunch of session singing work where like if, someone in a studio needs vocals for whatever they're working on,
Yeah.
call me up and I'll do that.
Nice.
I was in a few choirs. I was a I was a backup singer for like performing artists who were like if they were in town for something and they needed a choir or they
Ah,
needed
sweet.
backup singers, I was one of those people in the back.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
I always wanted to be
I
a backup singer.
Yeah. One of a cool one was in New York a long time ago. The choir I was in, we were backing up Matt Sally from Pentatonics.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so yeah, it was like some artist showcase thing, and this was right when he signed with Pentatonics because they had like
Ah,
another bass singer,
yeah.
and yeah, so that was cool.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah,
Quite impressive.
and thank you.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, around like while I was doing all this, I was like kind of in that metalcore band. And
Ah, this is
that's
what I wanted
when,
to hear about.
yeah, it didn't really go any like being in bands are hard because everyone has a different idea of
Yeah.
how they want the band to progress,
Hmm.
what music you guys should be writing. So to be like a functioning unit as a band is very, very hard.
I bet.
Yeah, so we did a lot of recording. We played some small shows,
Yeah.
but nothing really went anywhere. Like some of us wanted to sign a record deal, some of us didn't,
Hmm.
and everyone had different ideas of where they wanted the band to go and how to grow the band. And I think there was too much conflict with that. And
Mm.
then like it started being too much and some people were like, if this is what you guys want to do, I don't want any part of it. And
Got it.
yeah, it just kind of fell apart from there.
That
But
sucks. What was the band called?
Atlas.
Atlas. Cool.
And
All right,
yeah,
band name.
yeah. It was actually those songs from that band that I used in my New York vlog.
Oh, okay,
Um,
cool.
and because I use that music just because
Royalty free.
I didn't have access to any other music, so I was like,
I
I'll
feel
use
you.
this.
It's
Yeah,
really hard to choose any type of music for anything nowadays because everything's copywritten and you're like, shit. Just made a
exactly.
whole vlog and I can't use this song.
But
Wow, that's quite the journey.
yeah, I've kind of been all over the place,
Yeah.
and that's when I stopped all that, it was like we talked about earlier, I missed doing music
Oh, for
stuff,
sure.
and I was like, yeah, let's try my hand at YouTube.
Yeah, why not? And you're doing pretty
Yeah,
well, I have to say.
thank
It
you.
blew up pretty quick. It went from
Did it?
like, I think it did, don't you?
I mean for yeah, I think it did.
I think it
I
did.
mean, well, not to compare to other people because
No, of course
some
not.
people get like 500,000 subs overnight or
Oh, for
whatever.
sure.
But yeah, I feel like my channel blew up. I kind of just got lucky and struck gold, I guess.
Yeah, same with mine. Mine,
Yeah.
like I started mine I think in 2020 and then obviously I had my daughter in 2021 in January. So I was like, goodbye, YouTube. I have
Yeah.
stuff to do. And then a couple months after having her, I was like, okay, I'm bored again. So I would sporadically just put out videos. And then when I got like serious about like I'm gonna put out a video every week, like one video a week. I mean, I can do this. And then yeah, I just kind of got that the warning, recommendation and just after that the warning army just flooded my channel. Like
Was that was that the video that like made your numbers pop?
sort of. It was more like my Aurora stuff kind of blew
Yeah.
up and then it was like I was doing like Aurora Tuesdays for a really, really, really long time before I started doing the warning stuff every week. But I was harassed and harassed and harassed to do the warning. But no, I listened to the warning and then I found out they were in Toronto 2 weeks later after just hearing them. And I was like, oh,
Okay.
I should go to a show. Like, should I just go? And I'm like, oh, it's $35. I'm gonna go to this show. This is gonna be great.
$35?
$35 to see the warning. Like, I was like,
I
I'm
can't
gonna go.
remember.
This is gonna be a good time. And so yeah, I ended up going to their show, doing a vlog, and after that it went crazy because apparently I was at a unicorn show where Ale sang 2 songs because
Oh.
Dany was really sick. And so people were like, "You're so lucky." And I'm like, I guess I didn't know I was. Like, I know nothing of this band. So then I kind of started really going into like a deeper dive of all their music, and people kind of just stuck around and spread the word, which is really nice.
Nice. Yeah, they're I mean, I kind of went the same route as you. Like similar thing just happened
Yeah.
organically. Yeah. Like would you say that was the was it the warning stuff that really
Oh,
blew
for
up your
sure.
channel?
Yeah. Like Aurora did really well. And I have like a really consistent amount of people who like stick by my content every Tuesday, which is amazing. And I love them and I owe them everything. But once my warning videos started populating every so often, like I wasn't on a schedule or anything, then my numbers went from like a couple thousand to like 10,000 so fast.
Right.
And so, yeah, I just kind of took off. And then I started, the Warning Wednesdays, and that's been doing really well, just being consistent with that. Because I always said, like, okay, I already have to do Aurora Tuesdays. Like, I have to do that every Tuesday. You guys want me to do like something? I have to make 2 videos every week, no matter what happens. I'm like, I can do that. But for me, like, I put out a video every day. So I was like, it's doable. It's fine.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
think you'll ever get to a point where you're doing more videos, or are you kind of at a comfortable pace right now?
I I don't know.
Or
I'm
is there pressure? Do you feel any pressure to do more?
so I've always wanted to do more. So like I've sometimes I feel like I've bitten more than I can chew with this
Sure.
because like doing one video a week is like if everything in my life remained constant,
Yeah.
that's like how much I can do.
Yeah, I
Like
get it.
I remember I tried doing more than one a week and I didn't even post it. Like you can tell that I looked and felt really rushed
Oh,
and like I wasn't proud of it
sure.
and so I just didn't post it. I was like I would rather have one video a week where
Yeah.
that I'm actually proud of and I can actually put proper effort in.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just for my life with everything I have going on.
No, I get that.
And
I'm the same though, like because like I work from home 3 days a week
yeah,
and I mostly film before I start work and then after I finish work and then I'm on mommy duty, right? So I can't do nothing past a certain like time or I film on weekends if I get the chance. But for me it's mostly like I have so many videos and so many songs that I just don't put up. And I'm like, this is
yeah,
never going to see the light of day because you can tell, number one, I don't have time to do this. Number two, I'm not in the mood to do this. And I feel like if this ever became like a job, I'm not going to enjoy it. So
right.
I don't want, like, there are days where I'm like, I'm not doing shit today for YouTube. Like, I'm not doing
Yeah,
anything. I don't want to go on my Patreon. I don't want to go on Instagram. I don't want to do anything. I just want to like listen to a record and just chill in my room and like enjoy the silence of nothingness while my husband's
right.
at work and my daughter's at school and my dog's like cuddling me. Like that's just all I need. So there are days where I'm just like, nah, I'm not doing this today. Yeah, maybe I won't have a couple of videos out this week, but too bad. Or if I get really sick, people are like, stop putting content out, you're sick. But I'm like, I still listen to music when I'm sick, you
Yeah.
guys. But yeah, you can tell I sound like shit, but I still like I'm up for the challenge of like listening to new music, but Yeah, it's definitely gotten less and less and less. Like I was putting out like 2 videos a day because I had the time. And
Right.
now I don't have that time anymore.
Yeah.
So it sucks, but it's okay.
What is your filming process? Like, do you just go into it and you just start it?
Yeah, I have like an app that I like track what I want to react to. Like if someone mentions something that I find interesting, I'll write it down. And then I kind of sit here and I just look at, okay, what's going on in the music world? Is there like a new album out, or is there a new song out? Is there a new music video out? Is there something that I personally want to do? And then I'll sit and do that. But patron requests, I tell them like if you're requesting something for the month, I will do it within that month. Like I'm not telling you it's going to be done ASAP, just because like I like putting myself first. Otherwise, it's just too much work. So I find when I have the most amount of time in a day, like say, it's like I don't know, we get like remember and stay off from my job. So
Okay.
my husband still has to work, my daughter still goes to school. So I always like live stream on that day or film a ton of stuff that day. So I try to like bang out all my patron requests in like that day or one of those days. And then I kind of focus the rest of the month on whatever I want to do. And if there's nothing I want to do, then I just don't do anything. There's no like set schedule to this madness over here. But
Yeah.
Aurora Tuesdays and the Morning Wednesdays are always done, which is fun. And then I just obviously do polls for that on Patreon and people vote for what they want to see.
Yeah. No, that's good. I think you're approaching it with a kind of in a healthy way.
Yeah, it's like
That was yeah,
whatever attitude.
that was something that I told myself from the very beginning or when stuff started happening with my
Yeah.
channel. It was like, the numbers started popping up. I was like, okay, like my family stuff, that's always going to be first. So I was like, I'm
100%.
I'm never going to let this get in the way of
No.
that stuff. And I mean, unfortunately, you do see it a lot with a lot of YouTubers
Yep.
who like, once they start getting numbers, they just go all in on
Into
it
it.
and they
Yeah.
just neglect everything else.
It's bad.
But yeah, that's not how I would do it.
Nope.
But
Same.
yeah,
My
yeah,
family comes first. They know that. Like if I was doing a live stream on Twitch and it was like, I don't know, 11 o'clock at night. And my daughter started coughing because I keep the baby monitor next to me just to hear her. And I was like, oh, gotta go. And just boom, bye.
yeah,
Like I just left. And I was like, sorry, but my priority is my kid, like over
yeah,
anything else. So sorry if the stream just died, but I have other priorities. But I always put my family first in regards to if my daughter and my husband are home, I'm always with them. I'm never doing any of this. Like I might be answering some comments if like maybe she's sitting in the tub and I'm like just sitting there bored out of my mind, like, oh, she's playing by herself. I have nothing to do.
yeah,
But other than that, like I always give them like my full attention. But there are times where my husband's playing video games and I'm like, I'm gonna go on Twitch right now because this
yeah.
is I have nothing else to do. But yeah,
Yeah,
make that a priority
exactly.
and keep it a priority.
Yeah. And if you think about it from like the viewer side, like I mean, think of all the channels you subscribe to,
Yeah.
right? Like if someone doesn't post a video one week, you're just kind of like, oh, whatever. And
Okay, moving on to the
yeah,
next.
just moving on to the next, right?
Yeah.
So it's funny being on the other side of that, how much pressure we put on ourselves to do
Yeah.
that. And, I'm not saying we slack off or whatever, but
Sure.
it's just like we do what we can.
Oh yeah. No, I think like last summer I got really overwhelmed with work and with this work. And I just said, you know what? I'm taking a week off my actual job. I'm taking a week off from YouTube and I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna like go sit at the beach and just chill. It
Yeah.
was just overwhelming because I'm trying to balance 2 jobs and then like my corporate job, my YouTube job, and then I have a t-shirt business. So it was just too much that week. I was like, I can't do this. Like
Right.
I just don't care to answer the thousands of comments that are waiting for me. I'm like, and I know if I don't answer them today, they're going to add up even more tomorrow. But I'm like, I don't care. I just need to decompress, chill, touch my feet in some grass, just
Yeah.
get back to reality. So definitely take that time off. Like, don't feel obligated to constantly film if you're like on vacation or whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
Yeah, that's like I started to kind of dabble with vlogging
Yeah.
on vacation, which is like fine, but at the same time I just had the camera there. I didn't use it all the time because
Hmm.
still want to enjoy the vacation.
Yeah, of course.
But no, I think that's actually something I want to dabble in more. Just
It's
like,
fun.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I've always like I vlog everywhere I go just because I like making like those types of home movies so we can
yeah,
watch them back. And but the thing with me is like I don't like putting my daughter on the internet, so wherever we go with her, it's like sorry, we're not posting this. Like it's
yeah,
not happening and this is just for us kind of thing. But yeah, I've always vlogged everywhere I gone. I love the idea of creating memories through video instead of pictures because I think pictures are just so meh. I like
yeah.
seeing actual footage. I like watching like people's expressions move, and I've always been a big video person. So if I'm going somewhere, I'm gonna film it no matter what. If I can make a vlog out of it for YouTube, sure, you guys can watch it. But most people want to see the vlogs because I'm usually going somewhere to see a band. So
Right.
it still works out in the concert vlogging kind of way.
Yeah. That's something that just I've never traveled that much for a concert for
Yeah.
concerts before, and that actually just started recently. Well,
Hmm.
first with going to Vegas every year
Yeah.
for when we were young,
Yeah.
then actually like going to New York to see The Warning was actually so much fun,
That's
just like
crazy.
making that a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think that's something I'm gonna try and do more. Just
It's fun.
travel for music. Like so whenever we're we try to travel every year we to
Sure.
go to someplace new. Now it's like whenever we go somewhere, I'm always looking at which bands are playing those days
Ah,
and
smart.
seeing if
That's
we
what I do
can
too.
get lucky on something.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did the same thing. Like Conrad and I did the California trip to see them in Pomona, and like it was just me and him, and it was like 3 days.
right.
And we haven't been anywhere by ourselves since like 2018. Like we just, we're not the type of people who just go on vacation unless it's like with family or friends, or it's never just the two of us. So I was like, oh my God, we're leaving our child and we're going to see The Warning in California. I'm like, who are we? Like, what are we doing? But
Yeah.
it's so much fun. It's a good time, even if it
Y-
is like a short trip.
Yeah, you need to do that.
Yeah, no, we need to do that. It's
Mhm.
nice to just spend time together, which we don't really get very often. So, but yeah, we figured the Mexico trip at least we'll take our little one with us because we'll make it a family vacay. We'll stay
Yeah.
for a week. We'll, just hang, chill.
Oh, you're gonna have so much fun with
I'm
that one.
so excited,
Yeah,
especially just for the set list alone. I'm stoked to hear what
oh
they're gonna
yeah,
do.
because
It's gonna be
I
nuts.
think they, well, from what people say in the comments, like the Mexico shows are the ones where they play like 2 hour sets or something
Yeah,
like
it's a
that. Yeah,
huge long show. Yeah, I just I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I don't know how they're gonna top the last one. So, because that one was amazing. If you haven't seen it
yeah.
yet, it's amazing.
The last
The
what?
Pepsi Center one?
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
kind of going through
you're
it
going
song
through
by
it.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. I just watched your Breathe one and I was
yeah.
like crying. Like,
Uh,
damn it, Phil.
yeah, I mean, I imagine they would play all those, right?
I don't know. I feel like I don't think Breathe will be done again because that was like a once in a lifetime sort of song for her to do live. So
Right.
I think that's off the table. So I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but I'm looking forward to it. That's for sure.
Yeah, you're going to one of the Mexico City ones.
Yeah, I'm going to the first show.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, that's gonna be so
I know. I'm
good.
so excited.
Because I can't make it to any of the Mexico shows.
Yeah.
So, because we're going to like Central America, like
Oh, okay,
the
cool.
week right after that.
Got
And
it.
I really tried to kind of finesse the schedule so
Sure.
that I could make it to Mexico
And then
and
fly
then go
there.
down. Yeah.
That would have been
But no,
smart.
it didn't work out
Didn't work.
because
Oh,
I had a lot of people, which thank you guys so much. So many people were inviting me. They're just like, "Hey, I have extra tickets. You guys should
same.
come." And like, oh, I wish I
That
could.
was
But
literally the
yeah,
only reason I'm going is people were just way too generous.
yeah,
They're like, oh, I have one ticket. I'm like, I can't go, just me. Like, I can't
yeah,
just fly to Mexico alone. Like, I'm a
yeah.
mom. I have a husband. I gotta take them with me. And then someone was like, I have 3 tickets. I'll give them to you. And I was like, okay, I'll come. Sure. So yeah, my daughter's gonna go to the show too, which is exciting because she knows all the words to like pretty much every song on air. So I hope they play some of those songs.
Nice. How
Yeah.
old's your daughter?
She just turned 4.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
getting her into this music early.
Yeah, this will be her fourth or fifth concert already. Like I
Oh
take her
wow.
to as much as I possibly can. And
Nice.
I've been to a couple of like VIP experiences where I'm like, I'll just bring my kid because she can just
Yeah.
sit there and chill.
Yeah.
But she enjoys it, so I can't complain. She's not like a crazy kid who's screaming and crying the whole time. She's just like standing there going, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's basically my mini me, which is fun.
Yeah, I
This
love
one will be
that.
interesting because it will be a long show.
Yeah,
It's okay,
because
Dad's there.
yeah, no, that'll be good. Are they, I mean, they probably will. Are they gonna do the same thing where they film the entire show and they kind of produce and
I
mix everything?
assume so, but even the last show they did, it took like I think it was like a year later we got that footage. Like it took a long time because I was holding out on seeing that show until they released it. And everyone's like, Ash, it's been 6 months. Maybe they're not going to do it. I'm like, nope, I'm going to wait. I'm not watching your shitty fan cams. I'm not doing it. I hate watching fan cams. And then when they finally released it, I was like, here we go. This is
Yeah,
going to be epic. And it was worth the wait. So I did tell people I'm not going to be filming much of the show. I might go live on Instagram for like 5 minutes to be like, yay, I'm here, like cool. But what's the point of me filming the show when they're going to do it a million times better than I could? So,
yeah,
and I'm sure so many people in the crowd will be uploading stuff. So I'm not going to be the one uploading a fan cam from like the nosebleeds. So I'm good.
yeah. Oh, that's gonna be so good.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's for sure. It will be my first show in Mexico, obviously, but this is like my fifth time going to Mexico, but I've never been to Mexico City. So
Yeah, I've actually never been to Mexico City either.
I feel like
We
it's not a place that tourists really go. Like we were mostly like going like where the beaches
the
are, and there's no
resort
beach.
places,
Yeah,
right?
and the resorts, and there's no beach there. So
Yeah,
it's more just city life.
we always have to stop over in Mexico City. We go to Guadalajara every year.
Yeah,
That's where
yeah,
my wife's from. And yeah, we always just stop over at the Mexico City airport
yeah.
and which is a frickin' zoo.
I heard.
Yeah, you'll
Yeah,
have fun there.
yeah. So
But
exciting.
no, yeah, it'll be good.
I feel like when I go anywhere, people think I'm from there. So I'm like, yeah, I look Spanish. Sure.
You've got the ambiguous
I'm like,
s- s-
wherever I am passing, I can pass
yeah.
for pretty much anything these days. I'm like, yes. I went to Serbia once and they thought I was Serbian. I was like, no, no.
How is Serbia?
Well, they were diffusing bombs while I was there, so it was interesting to say the least. It was a long time
Okay.
ago. This was like probably, oof, maybe like 20 years ago. It was a long time ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it was really pretty. The food was amazing, but it was terrifying because like
of all
the
the stuff going
countryside
on.
is like shaking because they're still diffusing bombs. Nobody really speaks a lot of English. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's another
Uh,
story for another day.
okay, yeah, I have some friends from Serbia and I've
Oh,
always
cool.
wanted to go, but just haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has its moments that are cool, but it's really also just really sad to see all the destruction and everything. So, yeah.
I was like, that kind of got dark. Can we
I
bring
know. I'm
this
like,
back? Yeah.
ugh,
A lot of people watching this probably know us from that,
true.
so we can talk about the warning.
I want to know like your favorite song so far, or even if you don't have a favorite song, maybe like the best performance you've seen from them.
So it's so funny because when I first started listening to them, everyone was like, the last warning song
Yes.
is gonna be your favorite, or the
Yes.
last one you heard is always gonna be your favorite, or
Right.
yeah. And it's funny because it's so
It
true.
really
Like,
is.
I've said like 5 times in my videos that that was my favorite song, and
Yes.
then like I keep saying that again, and it's like always changing.
Yeah.
And but I think the three for sure that I can say are probably my favorite after listening to all of these.
Yeah.
At least right now, it's probably going to change
It will
like
change.
next week.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Uh, Choke for sure,
Yeah. Choke is good.
Disciple for sure,
Yeah.
and Narcisista.
Narcissista. Good
I think
choices.
those three are the ones for sure.
Yeah.
And then recently, there's been like another three that just crept up on me that I can't stop listening to now.
Okay.
Amor,
Yeah.
Survive and Hell You Call a Dream.
Okay.
So I've always liked those, like I've liked all their songs I've heard, but
Sure.
it was like
They
those ones
stuck with
just
you.
kind of started to stick more.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
get that. I feel like I'll always have a
Yeah.
soft spot for Animosity because it was like the first song I ever heard from them.
Okay.
And
I don't think I've heard that one yet.
oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. It
Yeah.
was yeah, that was the first song that was recommended to me. So I was like, oh, okay. And then it was live at the Pepsi Center, right? So I was watching that at the and I was just blown away. And then right after I think I listened to More and I was like,
Hmm.
oh, More is like a catchy like pop rock song. This is up my alley. Like this is
Yeah.
cool. And then I saw Dust to Dust and I saw Pow playing drums and singing and I was just like
Yeah.
I was hooked. I was
Yeah.
definitely hooked. So, yeah, I think Animosity will always have a place in my heart. But the song I love most from Keep Me Fed is Escapism. Like, I can't stop listening to that song.
Oh, I don't think I did that one
It's a
yet.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like my favorite song on that album, which is funny because everyone's like, what about Apologize? What about Sharks? I'm like, I don't know what it is. It's just, it's like a slower kind of vibe. And
Right.
Danny's vocals on it are just sublime. And it's just a bop. It's a bop.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
want to
I'll
ruin it
check
for
that
you.
one out too. No, it happens a lot with a lot of their songs because they have their
Yeah.
songs that are like really obviously more commercial oriented, and those are the
Yeah.
ones that are really catchy right off the bat, and they're more meant to hook you in right away.
Exactly. Yeah.
But it's those other songs that just creep up on you, and then they become your favorite.
It's
And
true.
yeah,
Especially when you
they
see their show, you're just like, oh, I love all these songs. They're
yeah,
so good.
they have a knack for writing songs in that way,
Yes.
which is like that's why I actually like doing their music so much. It's funny, I actually got some comments that's just that were like, "Oh, this guy's just trying to ride their coattails or
Oh,
whatever." And well, I mean, I am a lot, my videos that get the most views are
yeah.
videos from them, but I actually like their music actually has so much for me to talk about. And
There's a lot
that's
going on.
why I keep doing their music because it's fun
It's
to
surprising.
break down and there's so much to talk about.
Yeah.
Whereas with like some other bands I've done, like the song was fine, but there wasn't anything for me to talk about.
Yeah.
And like in the Warnings music, they're always doing something. Like
Yeah.
there's always something clever going on, and like that is why I like doing their music so
Yeah.
much.
If you like doing
Yeah.
it, I would just say keep doing it. Like it's your
Yeah.
channel. People can't tell you not to do it. And people are still watching, so that's a plus.
Yeah. Who's your favorite band member?
You
I'm
know
gonna make
what?
you okay, gun to your head, and you had to answer.
You know what? It's like I can't number one, I don't know them. So it's hard to say they're my favorite. But like let's be real. I named my guitar after Dany. So I feel like that's a giveaway. I feel like everyone knows Danny's my favorite because I'm a sucker for guitarists. I'm a sucker for vocalists. And if you
Yeah.
put a guitarist and a vocalist together, and she's amazing and so inspiring. And she literally inspired me to like pick up my guitar again because I haven't touched my
Nice.
guitar in years. And it's just been like, I don't know, she's just been such an inspiration to me. And like, don't get me wrong, I love Pow and I love Ale. And I think as a whole, they're phenomenal.
Yeah,
But
of
there's just
course.
something about Dany that's just like, girl, like you are so much younger than me. And look at you. I should get my shit together. Like, I should pick up my guitar and just play for me, not for anyone else, just for me. And, so that's been cool. Now
Nice.
I'm going to
Yeah.
turn the tables now. I got to know who's your favorite. They're watching. Rudy's going to tell them.
Oh God. It was funny. I got asked this on my live
Oh, you
stream
did?
multiple times and
You couldn't answer?
I copped out saying I couldn't
Ah,
choose.
you can choose.
But gun to my head.
This is the title of the video. Gun to your head. Phil answers who's his favorite morning army. Just
Oh,
kidding.
all my energy goes into not answering this.
I know. It's hard
I know.
because, like, honestly, it's really hard to choose a favorite because they're so talented.
Yeah.
But because I'm a sucker for vocals, like, it could be Pow, but then I'm just like, I'm a sucker for a guitarist. Like, that's my go-to thing. It's vocals, guitars. That's it. So
Yeah.
I always kind of crush over the lead singers of bands.
Yeah. Yeah. Dany. Yeah.
Okay, we'll fight for her. We'll
Yeah.
we'll do a duel.
If, well, like you said, it's not,
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
no,
gun to your head and you had to choose one.
sure.
Dany. Yeah.
But like we love you all.
Yeah,
I hope
of
they're
course.
never gonna watch this.
Oh God, that was, yeah. It's always funny, like having
I
to
know.
answer stuff like that.
I know. I get asked it all the time, and I'm like, guys, and everyone knows. They're like, oh, it's Danny. You named your guitar
Yeah.
Danny. And I'm like, that's because she inspired me to get the guitar. Like, the only reason I have this guitar is because of her. So, like, come on, guys. You're putting me in a
Yeah.
bad spot right now.
For me, it's, I like them all. It's not
Same.
that
I
deep,
think they're all
but
awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not that deep. Like, who am I?
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
fine. I don't think they care.
Yeah. What was your experience meeting them?
It was really interesting because
Yeah.
they no longer allow you to bring instruments to sign.
Yeah, I saw that because
Yeah.
it was on the meet and greet thing that said like they
Yeah.
don't want you to bring instruments, and
No.
then I saw your vlog. I was like, "Hey, Ashlena brought one."
So I asked them on Patreon months in advance before the show if I could bring my Fender. And I got a response saying, yes, of course, the girls would love to sign it. And I was like, awesome. And so I was getting a little nervous because that information popped up like a couple weeks before the show. And I was like, oh, maybe I should just get confirmation one more time. So I messaged their Patreon again and I didn't get a response. And I was like, oh no. So I was like, I guess I'm just gonna bring it. Like I have proof that they said I could bring it. And
Right.
it was funny though, because when I was in California, I ran into their dad and he saw me and he's like, Ashlena. And I was like, how do you know who I am? Like,
Yeah.
that's so crazy. And so he was at the meet and greet in Toronto as well, as he is, and Rudy was there. And when Rudy saw me, because I don't think Rudy knows who the hell I am, which is totally fine. And he just kind of looked at me and he was like, no. And I was like, but I got permission from Patreon. Like, I was like so sad. And then Luis went to talk to Rudy. They had like a little huddle with the girls, and I was like, "This is that serious? Like, what's going on?" And after a minute, Luis kind of looked over and he goes, "Yeah, it's fine." And I was like, "Oh, thanks, Luis." So I think he realized who, like, he knew who I was, and I wasn't just, someone just bringing a guitar out of shits and giggles.
Right.
He probably knew that I got permission from Patreon. So
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
even at the Vancouver show too, I saw a few people bring guitars in to get signed, and I was
And
like,
did it
"Oh,
work
I
out
didn't."
for them or?
Yeah, I think
Oh, okay,
so.
good. I
Yeah.
think it was fine as long as you got permission.
Right.
But I think from now on they're no longer doing that, which is understandable. It's kind of like a pain in the butt to lug a guitar around. Like I had to get a friend to pick it up for me before the show started because like what am I going to do with a guitar at a concert? Like just put it
Right.
on my back and call it a day. Like,
What
so
did you do with it after? You
I
had someone
called,
pick it
yeah, my
up?
friend
Yeah.
lived down the street from the venue and I was like, Lisa, come pick up my guitar. And she basically did a drive-by. I threw my guitar in her car and then after the show I drove to her house and picked it up. Simple as that. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but they were really nice. They were really sweet. I bought them all like limited edition vinyl just for
Yeah,
their
I saw
collection because
that.
they
That's
signed
cool.
stuff. So I was like, I just wanted them to have like something that they would actually, use, like, appreciate because, giving music, sharing music, it's a nice thing to
Yeah.
do. So yeah, they were really happy with the vinyl I chose from them. It was easy for Paulina and Ale because they have a Discogs. So they have a wish list. So you kind
Oh,
of know what they want. So that was easy. But for Dany, she doesn't have Discogs. So I was like, I'm just going to have to wing it. So I got her an Alanis Morissette limited edition because they just did that cover. So I was
right.
like, this is fitting. This is fitting. So yeah, I
Yeah.
did that. And then, yeah, they signed my guitar. And yeah, they were just really nice. Like they were quiet. Like Dany talks a lot. Paulina, said thank you. Ali said thank you for the vinyl. But like there wasn't much conversation really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get it. They were probably fucking exhausted. It was like the last show, like ever of the year.
Oh.
They were
Oh
probably
yeah, that
done.
was that was their last tour on or last show for
Yeah,
that tour,
it was
right?
the last show, and they were just probably like, we're tired. And so many things went wrong at that show, but it made it so unique at the same time. So it
Yeah.
was it was a good show.
Was that the B one?
That was the B one. Yeah.
Oh, I saw like little clips and stuff of that because everyone like on Patreon was talking about the bee and I didn't know
Yeah.
what it was, and then I saw a couple like shorts and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
what everyone's
it
talking
was just
about.
weird because like it wasn't that type of weather for bees just to be outside, let alone indoors. So Paulina was trying to like do a really nice like mid-show speech about this being their last show, and this is a song we want you to get all your frustrations out with us, and blah blah blah. And then she's like, "Oh my God, what is that?" And it just kept bugging her. And then it started attacking Dany, and Allie's just sitting there like, like this, he is not going to come near me. Like, no, it's not happening. But yeah, it was just really funny. And then Dany's guitar cut out like right at the last song. She had maybe like three more strums to do, and it just cut out. She was just like, fuck it. Like, I give up. But yeah, a lot of things went wrong. But overall, it was like a really great show. It was really fun.
Yeah, no, their shows are always
So
fun.
talented. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous. Like
Yeah.
even the first show I saw when Dany was so sick, I'm like, I didn't even know she was sick until after the fact when people told me she was sick. I was
Yeah,
like,
they
huh,
just I mean from the couple times, just from the couple times I've seen them and like
yeah.
all their videos and stuff, it just that's something I really like to see where it doesn't matter what the setting is that they're
Hmm.
playing in. They just give 100%
Yeah.
like every time,
Yeah.
right?
It's
And
crazy.
that's something that's my favorite thing to see when
It
seeing any
is.
band, right?
Yeah, and it's fun to see that because like obviously I've seen multiple bands do multiple shows, and it's never, one was always better than the other. And this is just like I wouldn't even know they were sick. I wouldn't even know why Ali was singing. In California, they sounded to perfection. In Toronto, they sounded to perfection. I'm just like, this is like beyond talent. This is like pure dedication. Like they don't care if they're sick. They're giving it their all. It's nuts.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
nuts.
No, that's what puts on a good show, right?
Exactly.
No.
So I really hope they're healthy in Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, I think
I think
they're
they'll
gonna
be
be
just fine.
preparing lots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll be there. Yeah. Well, I have to obviously get some stuff done for the real
Yeah.
world,
Me
but is there
too.
anything you want to end this lovely thing on? Any other questions that are you're thinking about? I know you
Oh.
you wanted to talk about a Jeep versus a Tesla or something, and I died. I was like,
Because we always comment on each other's car things on
yeah,
Instagram, right?
yeah.
But yeah,
I
it's
was like, burn all the gasoline.
oh yeah. I mean, Teslas, they don't have a very good reputation right now with all the crazy things their
Yeah.
CEO's doing.
Well, it's
But
not even that. It's like the car itself. I just think they're so ugly, especially that Cybertruck. Like, what is that?
yeah,
That's
I like it.
awful. You like it?
It's like
Awful.
driving around a toaster.
It's just, it wasn't meant for Canada. That's what I'm trying to get at. Like seeing these toasters go on the street in the snow and they're sliding around. I'm like, you're not driving a truck. You're driving a
Yeah.
giant car that has really shitty tread. You should not, these cars were not made for Canada weather.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not saying they're good cars, but
No,
I think they look funny.
they look so silly. Like I
That's
can't,
why I like them.
that's, yeah, well, it makes sense. That's like me and dogs.
Yeah.
If I see a really ugly dog, I'm like, oh my God, you're so cute. Like I love you.
Yeah. No, I got my Tesla like 6 years ago, and
Yeah,
I got it strictly for economical reasons
sure, which
because
makes
I
sense.
hate paying for gas.
Yeah, which makes
And
sense.
yeah, it cost me $40 a month to drive my car on
That's not too
electricity.
bad. That's not too
Yeah.
bad at all.
So that's 100% why I bought it.
Okay,
I don't care about the CEO stuff.
sure. No, I don't think a
Envir
lot of people buy those cars for that reason. Well, especially in
Yeah.
this country.
Oh yeah, we don't really have a hand in
No,
anything. Yeah.
no, we don't. But yeah, no, like I get like my best friend has a Tesla. And like when we meet up, it's like, here's her Tesla and here's my Jeep Wrangler who's gas guzzling too much gas, probably. But again, like my dream car since I was a kid was a Jeep. My stepdad drove a Jeep, so I was in a Jeep forever. So it was always a dream to have like a better, obviously, than he had Jeep. So I
Yeah,
got my dream
I
car.
nice.
It's expensive
That's I
on
mean it's
gas, but I don't go anywhere, so that's helping
yeah.
the environment.
You can't put a price on your dream car,
No.
right?
And I go like I pick up my kid from daycare and that's it. Like
Yeah.
and my husband does the rest of the shopping in his truck and I take the GO train to work. So I'm not guzzling gas like a crazy woman, but if I do have to drive somewhere, it's going to cost me a fortune. That's for sure.
Yeah. I do like the Wrangler. Just
They're so much fun.
I have a bunch of Jeep friends,
Yeah.
and every time I go over to their place, they're fixing something on their car.
Yeah.
But they actually go off-road and stuff with it,
Oh
right?
yeah.
So they're always tightening things and
Oh, for
tuning things
sure.
up, and yeah,
Yeah, I don't go off-roading, but it looks like I do. Like I
yeah.
have the huge bar in the front, so if anyone decides to hit me, nothing will happen to me. I have like a pushed out bumper. I have extra wide, huge monster
Oh,
tires.
so yours is done up.
It's fancy. Yeah, but it's my mom car. Like I have the
Yeah.
baby on board sticker still. It's like I
Nice.
want people to know this is a mom vehicle. Do not hit me. But yeah, no, I like to update my car once in a while. So yeah.
Yeah. Good. No, I just thought that'd be fun because I was like, we always comment on each other's car posts and stuff on
Yes.
Instagram, and
Like nice
yeah, I
car,
thought that'd be
bro.
funny to bring up.
Well, I feel like in this day and age, like there's so many Jeeps on the road, and I know some of them are like hybrid now, and I'm just like that would be cool. But my car is only a 2015. There's no way I'm getting a new car anytime soon
Yeah.
until this one dies. Like it's not
Yeah.
happening.
You've got it'll last you a while.
I think it will last me forever at this point. It
Yeah.
only has like 100,000 kilometers on it. Like I don't go anywhere.
100,000 on a 2015.
Yeah, it's not that bad. Is it?
Yeah,
Or do I
that's
have that much?
it should be what's the
Wait,
average?
15, 16,
20
17, 9, 20. Yeah, it's about
20,000.
100,000, I think.
Yeah, 20,000 a year is average.
Yeah,
So
I drive
you're
maybe 5 to 7.
yeah, so you're about at about half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm saving the world
Yeah.
by having a Jeep. It's okay. One day when you
Yeah.
come to Toronto, I'll take all the doors off, I'll take the roof off, and we'll go for a spin,
Yeah.
or you
In the
can drive it.
winter?
In the winter, yeah.
Hmm.
It's going to be really cold, but I do have heating, which is fun.
Okay. Nice.
Just kidding.
Let's do it.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
We'll have to buy some parkas.
Yeah. Awesome. But no, yeah, this was a good first chat. I'm
I
sure we'll
know.
do it again soon. I feel
Anytime.
like this is so easy for us to do. We should do this more.
I'm down. Like you tell
Yeah.
me when you're free, I'll let you know when I'm free. My times of availability are normally always the same, and I can always move stuff around in my schedule, which is nice because I'm my
Yeah.
own kind of boss at work. So I'm just like I can't
Nice.
meet with this client right now. Bye.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We sh
anytime we'll figure something else out for the next video.
Sounds good. And
Cool.
viewers can leave questions for
Lots of questions.
whatever you guys want.
Yeah, maybe we'll
Yeah.
react to something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Maybe we'll get
Live
another
reaction.
Canadian on here too. Another
Yeah.
Canadian reactor to join.
This
That'd be
is gonna be
hilarious.
our little Canadian
Our little
circle.
clan.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for your time. I
Awesome.
really like
Yeah, you
appreciated this.
too.
It's nice just to honestly chat with you like face to face sort of
Yeah.
because we never
Face
get
to
to do that
face.
instead of on
Yeah.
like Instagram or in
Yeah. No, this was
comments.
good. We should do
Yeah,
this more.
I'm down. I'm
Yeah.
available.
Awesome.
Well, good luck with everything.
You too.
Don't stress.
And yeah, you
And
too. Right back at you.
if you need to vent, I'm your girl.
You too.
Appreciate that.
Awesome.
All right. Bye,
Okay.
Phil.
Bye.
See you.
See ya.
Oh, this dog.
How old's your dog?
He just turned 9.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not old, but like considering where he is now to where he was at, he's old.
Yeah. Yeah. My dogs are one's 7 and the other one's turning 12.
Oh,
Yeah.
muffins. They're really cute. I've been stalking your Instagram when you post them. I'm like, look at the puppies.
Yeah,
I'm a big
they're
dog person.
yeah, me too.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah.
I knew we'd be friends because if you were a cat person, I'd be like, oh, this isn't gonna work.
Yeah. I I had a cat before and then
It wasn't
yeah,
for you.
not for me. I like the dog life.
Same, same. I feel like that's very Canadian of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Is
think
that a
we all
thing?
do. I honestly think it is a thing because no matter what day, time of the week it is in winter. Our noses are running. We feel like shit. We're depressed because there's no sunshine and we're just not taking enough vitamin D and we're miserable. And we're just like, as soon as the sun comes out, we're just like, it's like we feel instantly better. I just don't think
Yeah.
we're meant to be in darkness and cold.
Yeah, like through the spring, which is like allergy
Yeah,
season, I'm always fine,
I'm
but I get
fine.
allergies in the winter.
Yeah, you're allergic to winter.
Yeah.
That's okay. I feel for you.